Hello friends. Well, today I wanted to show you a little item that I bought that finally arrived. This is advertised as a soldier's water purifier or soldier's portable pump. Basically it's a little water purifier. I ordered it off of eBay, came straight from China, and the cost was, a little less than 30 bucks. It came in this soft nylon bag, and quite frankly, I'm not fond of the bag, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, it's hard to get into the bag, hard to get out of the bag, and that's why I don't like the bag. Alright, so when I got mine, took everything out, and here's what it consists of. You have a set of instructions, which are by and large not bad. They tell you, essentially how to use it and so on. And you have a little piece of sandpaper here, and I'll explain that in a minute as well. And here's the basic unit. Now, the unit has an inlet tube and an outlet tube, and the idea is that you can go to any stream of fresh water and use this pump, and you will pump water through a filter contained in this cylinder, and it will come out here. So it will allow you to fill up a water bottle from a stream of questionable water. Now the filter that it has, I'm going to just take it apart, pull that little outlet off, is contained in this tube, and it's a ceramic filter. And these ceramic filters are actually very, very good for removing bacteria and viruses. Now, I used to have an off-grid place up until a couple of years ago, way up on the coast, and very isolated. I got my water out of a stream, and eventually, to avoid gastrointestinal problems, I took in a 12-volt pump that was used for an RV and hooked it up to a much larger ceramic filter, which I bought at Home Depot. So you can buy these larger sorts of ceramic filters, and they work extremely well. But the problem is that you don't want to be lugging something like that around with you when you're out in the bush. But this little unit is actually quite compact and should work fairly well. And again, this is just a little pump. You can take it apart, have a look, and see what's inside. And it's just a little ramrod here, and it's got an O-ring, and it should be lubricated. Now my directions indicated that there'd be a little tube of silicone grease with it, but there wasn't a little tube of silicone grease in the kit that I got. But I just went down to a plumbing supply store and picked up a little thing of plumber's grease. The thing is, you've got O-rings in here. You don't want to use Vaseline or any petroleum product because it will just degrade those O-rings. So I just use the plumber's grease if it ever becomes necessary. Now I can't guarantee you that this thing will filter out the stuff. It just depends on the type of ceramic filter that you have in here. You can buy extra ceramic filters. These should be good for 1,000 gallons or whatever. I think it specifies somewhere how many it's useful for. Now the one that I used up north, because I was taking water out of a stream, it would eventually sort of start to clog up the ceramic filter. You could see it would start to get brown and get harder to pump water through it. And the solution to that problem is to just take a little piece of sandpaper and very lightly sand the outside of the ceramic filter and wash that off. And basically what happens is small pieces of ground up leaves and dirt, who knows what all, winds up getting stuck on that ceramic filter and clogging up the pores. And so eventually you have to take that outer coating off, and so you lightly sand it, and then you have fresh ceramic being exposed to the water. Now, the inlet tube has a small stainless steel filter there to try to take out some sorts of trash. But the big thing is it's got this nice float which you can adjust, and what you're supposed to do is put this in the water so that it holds this intake part up off the bottom of whatever body of water you're taking your water from. So I'm just going to show you how this little thing works. Here's a glass of water, and so you put it in and you can see that the float keeps the intake from being on the bottom. I'll put the outlet here, just put the tube down in the glass. If that was my water bottle, then when you start pumping, there you can feel it now, it's water starting to come out, and you can see that it's filling up this glass. Alright, so and you know, there's some significant pressure there, but it's not too bad. You know, but you'd be able to fill up a water bottle pretty quickly. Alright, so that's how the thing works. Now I just want to pump all the rest of the water out and stop sucking up anything. Okay. So that's basically it. All right. And of course, this looks frothy because it's the first time it's been used, and so, you know, it's probably got a little bit of residue. It's also a lot of air in there because it's going through that fine filter. All right, so that's how the thing works. Now, as I said, I didn't like this bag because it's just too hard to get the thing in and out of it. So I went down to a second-hand store and I found a nice big glasses case, probably made for sunglasses or something. You know, and it's reasonably tough and hard. And the thing about it is that this little ceramic filter, pump and all the tubing and so on, can just be put inside this little glasses case in a much more reasonable way than trying to stash it into that little plastic bag. And because it's got a side zipper on it, then, you know, the whole thing will just zip up, and it's pretty easy, pretty compact. You can hang it on your belt or whatever, or store it without worrying about it getting crushed or broken or anything of that sort. So I am pretty pleased with it so far. I haven't actually tried it out in the field to I suppose I should take it out to a contaminated stream. Now, these little things will not remove things like arsenic. They will not remove salt or any other dissolved contaminants. They are strictly for removing biological material, bacteria and viruses. So they will keep you from getting Giardia or various other gastrointestinal infections, but they won't protect you from chemical contaminants that are in the water. All right. Thanks a lot, and I will talk to you some other time.